Hi folks. I was going to record outside next to this lake that you see behind me, but the wind's blowing and I didn't want to get my hair messed up, so I'm in here. Actually, it's for the audio because of the wind out there. But anyway, this video is not a political video. This is pertinent to my channel, The Last Jubilee, regarding what's going on with our nation right now and how people are treating each other. With Charlie Kirk, I barely knew the guy. I never really followed him. I've never watched any of his podcasts. I've only watched a couple of his on-campus Q&As. But what I wanted to address here was his first calling was for the love of the gospel, for the love of Jesus Christ. That was his number one priority. And that was the reason that he went out into the public and onto the campuses, was to reach people for Jesus Christ. And he did that through open, respectful discussion. There's talk out there about him having hate speech and stuff, and I never saw that. I don't know what people are calling hate speech, but his goal was to have open discussion and to be able to talk about the gospel of Jesus Christ. And if you're not familiar with what the gospel of Jesus Christ is, you can watch my video called The Gospel of Jesus Christ, which is on my YouTube channel called The Last Jubilee, which is linked here. His second calling was for his family. As soon as I heard that he was shot, I immediately felt for his wife and kids. You know, they're the ones that are going to be hurt the most out of all of this. For the rest of their lives, they're going to be affected by this. And that's just completely unfair to have somebody take out their husband and father just because they disagreed with his point of view. We live in a nation where we are given the right to share what we believe with each other in a respectful manner. You know, many of you don't realize what a gift that is to live in a country where we can do that. There are countries around the world, you're not allowed to speak your mind. You cannot say what you think. You cannot say what you believe, and you don't have religious freedoms in a lot of countries. In Sudan, if you're a Christian, they put you to death. In the suppressed Iran and other countries over there, you are put to death, you're imprisoned, you're tortured, you're beaten, your families are taken away, whatever, and there's persecution. And that shouldn't be either. We should have the freedom to believe what we want to believe, and in our country, we have that in our Bill of Rights. Charlie's third calling was loving you. And again, he did that through going out and interacting on the campuses and talking openly with people and having respectful conversation. He never put people down for what they believed. It was an open discussion. And the fourth thing is the love of nation. Because he loves you, he loves the whole of you, which the whole of you and the whole of us is our nation. This nation that gives us the freedom and the ability to speak freely and to live freely. And to do that, we need to respect each other. And Jesus Christ called us to love our neighbor as ourselves. And that love is just, you know, at the base of it, it's respect. Jesus didn't say you need to agree with each other. He said love each other. And that love is just a respect. It's respect your neighbor, agree to disagree, and help your neighbor if he needs help, and so forth. So, and as a nation, we should do that as a whole with each other. Regardless of what side of the aisle you're on, regardless of what religious belief you may have, we respect each other's position. So what reasonable person would disagree with any of those tenets of loving the gospel? You may have a different faith, a different belief, but at least respect your neighbor's belief, the love of family, the love that you should have for your neighbor, and the love of nation. You know, what reasonable person would be against any of those tenets? We used to have a bumper sticker back in the 60s and 70s that had the American flag on it and the Statue of Liberty, and it said, love it or leave it. That really is the case. If you don't love your nation, you know, I walked down the street today and I saw out in front of somebody's house, they had a flag upside down. The way I look at it is, if you don't love our nation, go live somewhere else. You know, nobody's holding you here. Have respect for each other. And it goes for the same thing with the folks that are watching the videos on my YouTube channel, The Last Jubilee. If you don't agree with what I'm saying on the videos, that's fine. I don't expect everybody to believe what I'm saying on the channel, because a lot of people have their own beliefs about stuff and they're set in those beliefs. You know, the Lord Jesus Christ said to be convinced of what it is that you believe. That's fine. I'm just presenting what I believe is true, and I give evidence for those things. And so if you disagree, that's fine, and you're welcome to say so. But please, if you do say that you disagree, leave in the comments what it is that you disagree with and give your own side of it. But don't be a troll. You know, don't leave hateful comments on there like a few people have done. I don't do that on other people's channels. If I disagree with them, I follow what my mom said, and she said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. If I feel compelled to say something because I believe that that person is wrong, and I believe that people should see what I have to say, then I will leave a respectful comment on there and make sure that there's nothing hateful in it. So this is what this video is really all about, is to try to influence some of the public into turning from hateful thinking just because you disagree with someone and just being respectful. I'm just encouraging folks to be respectful, to love each other as people, as neighbors, and as a nation. It's just Charlie Kirk was just a catalyst for bringing this topic up. So until next time, take care and take Christ.